Happy Wednesday night and welcome to A Look on the Plus Side. Thank you guys for being with us. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, if you haven't, I don't know why, but if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Park Adventurers Club and also give this video a thumbs up, as we would love for people to hear about everything we have to say about zombies. Zombies 1, no thank you. Zombies 2, not even. This is Zombies 3 in anticipation of Zombies 4. And we've brought in our zombie expert. Here he is, Mr. Patrick Hackett. What's going on, man?
You know, as I think I'm director of Munchling Relations, I think as Munchlings are fewer and further between, I'm going to have to be like the director of DCOMs or something of that nature. What is going on?
Okay, yeah, you know what? Whenever you want to change your title, my friend, you have many disciplines. You and I have reviewed Herbie and Mars and all these other things. I know your sweet spot is DCOMs, and usually when we drop a DCOM on people are like, no thanks. but
Bring it back.
But brink it back. No brink. But I did ask the question in our pack today about what your favorite DCOMs were, and a lot of people came up with some, and a couple people came up with this one. You wanted to talk about zombies. On our previous show, we talked about Zombies 1. Zombies 4 was coming out, and you and I kind of went back and forth about, do we talk about 2 or do we talk about 3? So you landed on 3. You were pretty sure that was the one that we needed to have a conversation about, and so that's the one we're talking about tonight. But I got to tell you, I don't think I had ever seen 2. So
did you watch it first?
I did. I went back. I got to watch them in sequential order. So I went back and I rewatched Zombies 1, which was from 2018. I watched Zombies 2, which was from 2020, go figure, and then Zombies 3, which is in 2022. And tell me how you got hooked into the Zombies franchise, man, because again, I know you like DCOMs, but what is it specifically about zombies that just hits your heart in all the right places?
Well, if you are a parent, you know that your child will get hooked into things and will only watch certain things. And I love High School Musical. I've reviewed all the High School Musicals with Rob. I couldn't do it anymore, so I had to introduce her to other ones. And then I got tired of Teen Beach. And as a former cheerleader, Zombies has always been in my wheelhouse, but never in a time where I'm just going to sit down and watch it. So finally, for family movie night, we got my daughter to agree, and we sat down and started watching Zombies, and there was no looking back.
Yeah, dude, your lore knowledge of this particular franchise is insane. So it's going to be great because I have a lot of questions. You know, I like to ask
answers,
a lot of
baby.
questions.
I
hope
I'm
so.
Sure we're going to talk about why the world is the way it is, Rob.
Yeah, no, we're absolutely going to talk about all of those things. So thank you for being here. Thank you guys for being here. Buckle up. It's going to happen. I'm ready, man. I got my list. I got my list of all the questions I'm going to ask my zombies expert over here. But let's do the thing that we're doing now on A Look on the Plus Side, and we have a stat board because there was a lot of weird stats that I usually fire off, and so I just want to kind of summarize them all here. The runtime for this is an hour and a half. All the Zombies movies are an hour and a half.
90 on the dot.
Probably made for Disney Channel to put the commercials in, so they run about 90 minutes for what would probably air for 2 hours. The release of this one was July 15th, 2022. And it released on Disney Channel first, and then it released on Disney Plus, and then no, it was the opposite. This one released on Disney Plus first.
This is not technically a Disney Channel original; it's a Disney Plus.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Is because 2 was the opposite. 2 was the opposite because number 1 didn't have. Yeah, it's fine. We'll get into that. It's rated G. It had a budget of $40 million, which is
crazy for a DCOM.
Yes, thank you. I do think it is. And I have, instead of putting the company as the Disney company, I put it as Disney Plus and Disney Channel. But what I was looking at back in the day, again, 2018 is when the first one came out. It came out on Disney Channel as a DCOM. When the second one came out, it came out on Disney Channel and then like the next day on Disney Plus. This one, they reversed it. It was released on Disney Plus way before it was released on Disney Channel. Who makes that decision? I don't understand that because it should technically be a DCOM. It's the first 2 were DCOMs.
Well, High School Musical 3 is also not a DCOM,
but that was a theater movie,
right?
Yeah.
So not a DCOM. This got a Disney Plus release, a DPOM. But I don't know. They reversed it with 4. And so 4 got a premiere on Disney Channel and then followed it up with 2 episodes of a new series that my daughter also loved. So shout out to Electric Bloom. I'm going to enjoy taking a journey with those girls. And then I don't know if it even hit Plus yet, or if it hits Plus. It hit Plus on Friday, and they maybe gave it a day. But yeah, this one premiered on Disney Channel 4. 3 was a Plus first.
Yeah, crazy. So as far as Disney Plus goes, it's always interesting to me to see like which collections they have, and this is a big deal apparently on the
Yeah.
Plus. They have
and
the
we got
zombies.
breaking news. I can't
Okay.
wait. I mean,
All right. Well,
you know,
you tell me whenever you're
yeah,
ready to do that. But so here's
yeah.
Zombies, the collection. And so we have these music videos are at the top, and then there's a live stream that goes back and forth between Descendants and Zombies. And we'll talk about the live stream in a second. But then here's Zombies 4, Zombies, the Zombies 2 sing-along, Zombies 3. The sing-alongs add to it to make it look like there's a lot more than there are, because there's a sing-along for each of them, it looks like, except for 4, which I'm sure will be coming soon. And then these series that are here, the reanimated series and Addison's Moonstone Mystery. It says series, but they're very short, 3 minutes.
With Descendants as well. They had kind of some animated stuff, and I imagine they did this because there was a little gap to fill during the pandemic, so they got some stuff out there that they could do.
Yeah. So did you want to share your news now?
I don't
or
know.
are we
I think we
sharing
should
this
make
later?
them wait. I think we should make them wait for some Zombies exclusive news that I happened to luck into today.
Yes, that's pretty exciting. Patrick called me 3 minutes before we actually got on to this. I'm like thinking, what's wrong?
Usually
Why couldn't
I do
he's
that
like,
to scare you.
yeah, and it works. Let's
didn't
talk
intend that.
for a quick second, because we don't usually talk about it. Let's talk about this live stream thing, because this is interesting to me that they started doing this
I've
on
been
Disney
noticing
Plus.
this more and more. Yeah.
Yeah, so
There's a
if you
few of
go
them.
if you go to the home screen of Disney Plus, and if you've never clicked on this, they have these live streams. They've got the live streams are
Of course, you're
basically
not going to be able
just
to find them.
there they are. There they are. So these live streams are just a running stream as if it was a TV channel, which it's like, okay, why would I want to do that?
Those.
Because right, so they've got different streams. So if you want to see the throwbacks, right now Goof Troop is on. So this is not on demand. So we're taking an app that was created to be on demand, and we're making something not on demand. So we're reverse engineering, and we're all going to come back to television. Yeah, it's all going to do that. So
it's television. It live streaming these channels. It's television.
That's
how it works.
There's a channel called Homer Palooza right now, which is just a rotating loop of Simpsons episodes that are featuring Homer. And then there is a Zombies and Descendants channel. So apparently between the two, like you were talking about, those little things that they put together for Descendants, between the two, there was enough content to run it 24/7 on a stream or a channel. And currently, if you tuned in, you would be experiencing Zombies the movie in the middle of it, probably, because it's, I guess this is maybe if you were like, hey, we want to put the kid in front of the TV and turn on something and not have it stop.
I don't know, because I think Pluto TV has a lot of success with this, although theirs is commercial based, although they do have obviously premium tiers that aren't commercial. But like, people love Pluto TV, and it's just the ability to turn something on. It might be for people who've cut the cord and still want that kind of experience. But Descendants and Zombies are together because they are currently out on tour with the Descendants and Zombies. I mean, they are playing Madison Square Garden. They're playing the theater at Madison Square Garden, but they're playing at Madison Square Garden. Tickets are pretty expensive, and they're not at all good for a 6-year-old. So no love for me for that show. But yeah, Descendants and Zombies have somehow gotten tied together. I am shocked with all the crossovers we've seen with everything that we really haven't crossed over any of these DCOMs.
Interesting.
It feels like, yeah. I mean, we've had the television shows all crossover. You've had Phineas and Ferb crossover with everything. Gravity Falls has been referenced here and there. but the DCOMs, especially these series ones, have always stayed pretty exclusionary.
The DCOMCU.
No, no more CUs. I'm sad I even put that out into the ether now.
I mean, no, that would be kind of cool, I think,
It would
if you
be.
were to be able to see some of the things that, like, say, you grew up with for your DCOMs clash with some of the things your daughter watches with her DCOMs, and I think that's a thing that would be
I
interesting
don't
to
think
see for sure.
Troy and Gabby are coming out anytime soon, but maybe Corbin Blue's available.
I don't know, maybe. So let's we're moving back to the show, the movie that we're talking about tonight. But I
Yep,
want to
yep.
say that, like, when it comes to DComs, there's kind of a couple different pockets of what a DCOM is, and there were all these series. Do we? I mean, we assume High School Musical started the idea of the musical DCOM franchise, right? Because you mentioned Teen Beach, and we've done
Well,
Descendants, and we've talked about.
Xenon's before that.
Do you think Xenon counts as that? I mean, I know she was like
I
in a
think so.
band, but okay.
But it was borderline musical and it had a sequel. Um,
A sequel?
I think that's the. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. No, okay. That's fine. I just, again, I think it's interesting going back and looking at that this one feels like it's like the blueprint was Teen Beach and some of those
Well,
others that where you take
the
somebody who is
blueprint for
go ahead.
Teen Beach is to make sure that you have your stars under contract, so you can make a third one to capitalize off the success of the second. I think that's the blueprint there. Uh, but yeah, no, it's really interesting how it went from very episodic. The DComs were very episodic, not connected to anything, to being mostly focused on series. And I mean, we're dealing with this right now when we're talking about Elio's trouble in the box office, and what Disney is saying is like, yeah, these movies are hard to market, mostly because Disney is bad at marketing these movies, but also because it's easier to put out Toy Story 47 and have that name value attached to it.
Okay. All right. So I know, let's go ahead and get into it. I know it might be crazy,
Let's
but
get
did you hear
into
the
it.
story? I think I heard it vaguely. A girl and a
Yeah,
zombie.
Girl and a Zombie.
You've heard of it? Okay. This is the third movie, the
Tell me
third
more, boy.
installment. Oh, man. I'm not going to be able to get one past you tonight. I don't know why. I
I
mean, I know
literally
why.
just stopped watching this movie like
So,
minutes before I came here.
So the first movie was, hey, people and zombies living together in perfect harmony. The second movie was, we're the
But what
people and the
about
zombies are
werewolves?
good, and we're going to introduce werewolves. The third movie was, let's throw some aliens in there. I'm surprised because the fourth movie is vampires that we didn't go vampire and then aliens. That we went aliens first. Maybe it had been played out with Twilight. We wanted to separate that out. Is that
I think that they had this in mind. I think that this was written. Pardon me. The writer director is very into the lore, and there's a great video of the kids. Actually, they're grown adults. Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly are in their mid-20s. Of talking about how much like the director and the writers are dedicated to the lore. So I think, especially with the name Addison and the naming convention through the movie, that they had this in mind, because they teased it at the end of the second one with a little something falling from the sky and the shimmer of her hair.
okay? Well, yeah. I was I was looking at the chat, and I think you've got Sienna looking for tickets for this thing now. So, apparently
It's
they're
so
very
much money,
expensive.
and it's not like kid friendly times, and it's right before school kicks off. I mean, in New England, it's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah. No, I'm save your money for Bluey. So when this movie opens up, it opens up the same as all the rest of the movies with this animation,
Yeah,
this animation short sort of situation, very similar to the Reanimated.
hmm
And when it opens up, they're explaining to you things. So in the first one, they explain to you about how there's this perfect town called Seabrook, and there's zombies, and how they came to be with this like lime juice spill in a mysterious power. So like you were saying, like it feels like all of these things were leading up to it, because what was the mysterious power? We talk about that in the second movie with the werewolves, that it's the Moonstone was the mysterious power, and so they
and there's
basically,
more than one Moonstone, Rob.
but
Spoilers for Zombies
but
4.
you don't spoil Zombies 4. I'm not there yet. I'm just catching up, man. So zombies, like as this thing goes along and they're introducing new things, they're catching you up, not just through the exposition, not through exposition at all. Not through exposition at all. They're narrating it to you, and then they fourth wall you. Like they break the fourth wall with each of them. So,
yeah.
But it kind of is at the beginning, right? So that when the first ones open up, like, you know, that's the voiceover of Addison telling you everything that's going on, and then we cut to Zed, and he's like, here in Zombie Town, blah, 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 and he's looking right at you when he's saying it, and then they cut to Addison, and she's telling you about, like, her life and cheerleading, and so as this goes on, that's the formula, and we don't break from that formula. It is very specific, but it's helpful, especially if, like, maybe it's been a minute since you've seen the last movie. They spoon feed it to you, and there's no pretense of exposition, which, as you know, is usually a hot button for me about, like, you know.
Oh, me too.
Every Tim Allen sitcom starts with the worst exposition. Oh, Dad, it's great to see you since Mom passed away 3 months ago, and blah, blah, and things you would never say. And so at least in this one, there's no pretense. We're just like, hey, there are zombies. I'm a cheerleader. Here's what's happening. You're caught up. Come along on the journey. Let's get a song going first, and then, you know, come along in the journey. But I think that probably makes all of these probably pretty easy to sit down and watch.
They're very digestible, and they're very quick. They're 90 minutes. We watched 4 and 3 today because it is an ungodly hot day here in New England. So just stayed inside, enjoyed the AC, and hit up Zombies 4 and then 3. It's a nice little feature in case you did forget where you were. You know, I have a 6-year-old who likes to watch them over and over again, so I do not ever forget where I am in the series and what's happened. And I can even tell you the things in Reanimated that happened that aren't necessarily part of the I almost said lore. Lore is the word, but the canon, because Reanimated is not in canon. It's its own thing.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. So when this third one opens up, I'm going to have this first problem with this one.
Oh, boy.
That there's too much. There's too much, Patrick. There's too much. There's too many things. We talked about this when we reviewed Alley Cat Strike. Is that there was
there's
like
a lot.
The whole,
there
was the whole bowling thing on the line, but then also a side project that Dad was going to lose the bowling alley. Like, we didn't need that. Like, that didn't need to be in there. We already had the stakes. The stakes were
a hat on a hat. Yeah.
The stake exactly. The hat on a hat. The stakes were there already for this one, in the fact that, you know, they need to win the big game, but they also have to get Zed into college, but Addison's already in college, but she's got to win this cheer competition. So you've got the cheer competition, the big game, the getting into college. We already have stakes. And then here come the aliens, and then the aliens have their own stakes. And it's just like, there's so many stakes in this one that I was just like, but the surprise is that they fit it all in 90 minutes. But I just think there's a lot of side pieces, like, that don't need, like, was it Aspen? Is that her name? Their name? That whole thing that as it went down with the relationship understanding. Yeah. I don't know that we needed that, but let's throw it in. That. There's so much. Yeah. There's so much that was happening.
Yeah. I liked the little bits where Allie was, like, experiencing rage. I thought that was really funny. And she was like, I gotta get off this planet. But yeah, there's stakes on stakes, and there's definitely some storylines that they could have just kind of clipped out. Although the Aspen and Zed quasi-love story gets some really good laughs, especially when they're on the spaceship and everybody's hugging because they're celebrating. And Aspen goes to Zed, no, we've been through too much. And it popped me. It made me laugh. Now, I literally, like I said, I just watched it.
Right.
They never play that football game, do they?
No, they don't.
No, they don't. The cheer competition happens, but that football game's never played.
Well, that's how they come up with the new explanation for Zed to get into school, that he's got to be this extraordinary, exceptional. Well, he's got to be an extraordinary guy or exceptional guy to be able to get into the school now, because the football, like, scouts have been scared away. And so, like, that whole setup doesn't seem to make any sense anymore. And again, too much, Patrick. There's too much. Like, we don't need
I
all
mean,
of
a
that.
lot
It's
of the
just
$40 million went into that scene too. A lot of the $40 million went into that scene. It's a big set piece.
Rolling it back a little bit, one of the things we didn't talk about yet is that 2 ends with a tease to 3. So
Yeah,
when
I said
2,
that.
oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
I just, yeah. I'm sorry. So
It's
2
glasses,
ends
threw
with
you
a
off.
tease to 3 because of like
Yep.
Addison seeing the
Thing falls from the sky.
thing
Addison's
falling from the
alarm
sky.
clock
Yeah.
goes weird, and her hair glows.
Yes, there you go. So you're like, something's coming in 2 years.
I mean, they
I'm
did get these
surprised
out pretty quick, though.
because they're all aging.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm surprised they got them out as quickly as they could. Let me tell you something
Same.
that I just learned today. And I learned it all on my own, so be proud of me, but I'm a little ashamed that it took me this long to figure it out.
Sure.
That they're names.
Oh,
That
yeah.
all of the zombies have Z's in their names, and all of the werewolves have W's in their names, and that all of the aliens have A's in their names. And it was the A thing, it was the W thing that finally made me figure it out, because Wyatt and Winter and Willa, I was like, wait a minute. Wait, why didn't I figure this out earlier? And I think part of it is the zombie one, like the Z's are hidden in the name somewhere. Like, they all have Z's in their name, but they don't all start with that. And maybe that's why I couldn't put that together. But I put it together today. So again, be proud of me, but I'm a little embarrassed that it took me until the third movie
to be fair, you really should be.
to figure it out. And honestly, it was because I was looking up each of the characters. I was like, oh, Winter, okay, her, she's baby Ariel, and she is an influencer. And I'm like, okay, she's an influencer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
she
it.
has she
I-
has like 38 million followers on TikTok and like a billion likes on TikTok. I mean, it's insane. So she's a social media influencer slash actress slash singer. So which she doesn't stand out to me out of all the rest of them. But as I'm looking at it, I was like, okay, Winter. Winter will. Oh, is she? Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But so I'm slow on the draw, but I did figure it out within the 24-hour cycle of me watching all 3 of these movies together. And I only watched the first one, and I don't remember. Oh, because we reviewed it. Okay, so I watched the first one because we reviewed it with our friend Eric Wolf, who came in full makeup. It was a thing.
Yeah. I'm not as big a fan as Wolf is.
Yeah, and so then and I never watched the second one or the third one, so thanks for putting me in the situation that I'm now ready to watch the fourth one. But again, so this one is aliens, and aliens come to Earth because they're looking for an artifact that is a map to get them to a new world because their old world is gone. And so there's a lot of song and dance. I got to tell you, when the aliens come down with their dance, they come to play. They come hard with their dance. And there's this awkward, almost West Side Story dancing in each other's faces. Looks a little silly. Looks a little silly to me, but at the same time, that's what this is, right? Like when Troy Bolton dances, it's as silly as any of the rest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Great
dance sequence with the aliens. Meg Donnelly does a fantastic tutorial that you can find on this very YouTube on how to do the alien invasion dance. I've watched that a lot. You end like this, just like that. Yeah. But it's really great. The dance fighting's fantastic. I enjoy it thoroughly. Everybody's trying to show off their powers, and the aliens are completely unfazed.
Well, what I also love about watching these movies is, as I watched each one, they made sure to show me a trailer for 4 before they let me watch the movie. So, yeah.
You gotta upgrade that pay level of Disney Plus, my guy.
I'm not watching commercials. It's a trailer. I do have the pay level for that one.
The trailer starts automatically?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's in front of each of these. Like most things,
maybe because
unless
it's like you've watched all of these, you know what's happening.
Probably. That's probably how that goes. But anyway, so I'm raring to go. I'm ready to watch this next one. When we meet everybody again, we've been explained by Zed what he needs to do to get into college. We know what what Addison's doing so that she's the cheer captain now, and she's wanting to spread cheer to the world, and so she is starting this cheer competition to bring everybody in, which is the pretense that the aliens for some reason give as to why they're there is to be part of this cheer competition. And there's the best line in the whole thing
Oh God,
when
it's horrible.
oh no,
Horrible.
it's the best. It's the best.
It's not.
When she says, when I forget which character says it. It may have been Aspen, it may have been Alan, but it was take us to your leader,
Leader.
your
Your
cheer leader.
cheerleader. And I was very angry. It's a bad line, and people should feel bad for having been paid to write that.
Save the cheerleader, save the world, my friend.
I mean, that's a different line from a
Oh,
much better,
that's a different.
a much better
That's
project.
That's a different thing. All right, let's talk about the cast for this one because
Yeah.
every time we get a new movie, we bring the cast that was added from the last one, and it gets bigger
Yep.
and bigger and bigger. So from the first one, we only had one casualty from the first one, and that was Tracy
Oh.
in the ACs.
Oh. Oh.
So we
the
had
Aces,
we had
yeah.
we had three ACs in the first one that are Bucky's faithful. And so we lose Tracy, but we get JC, and then they make a big deal about it in the second one that that's not his name,
Yeah.
but that's the name Bucky's given him because he has to be one of the ACs. So that actor from the first one doesn't come back, other than we see him in a flashback, but he doesn't come back. But everybody else does. Mom, the principal, Dad,
Yep.
everybody else comes back from one to the next, which I think is pretty impressive considering that, again, these were done so far apart from each other. Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim, obviously the stars of it. It was today that I realized or learned or remembered that he is Cameron Manheim's
Manheim.
son.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't know that. I'll tell you why I looked it up. I was looking him up because I thought to myself, Milo Manheim's entire career has pretty much been zombies. Now Meg Donnelly had a show called American Housewife
God,
that she
it
was on,
brutal.
and
Show.
Milo was
Talented
on.
cast. Terrible
Yeah.
show.
Milo was on that show as her boyfriend, interrupting her other boyfriend relationship for a few episodes. And then other than that, he hasn't done a ton of stuff that was non-zombies related. So I was like, I wonder if he's making a good living in the zombies world. And I looked up his net worth. It says it's $1 million, which is a lot to me, but in the world of entertainment, it feels like he should have more. I don't know, because he seems like a pretty talented kid. He can dance, he can sing.
He just got cast in Jesus Christ Superstar live at the Hollywood Bowl. I believe he's playing Judas, which is a really big part there. I'm not sure, but yeah. He and Meg Donnelly also serve as executive producers. Now, you want to take it all the way back. Do you know the boyfriend in American Housewife who Milo Manheim becomes a rival for Meg Donnelly?
Yeah.
That would be Peyton Mayer,
Right.
Lucas from Girl Meets World.
Ah, yes. That is where I know him from. The funny thing is that as I'm watching this, I'm like, where do I know this person from? Where do I know that person from? And the guy that was Alan in this one, Matt Cornett, I was like, well, why do I know this guy? And he played EJ on High School Musical, the series.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean,
And
obviously.
Meg guested on that as well. I'm on a first name basis with her. I know me and Meg.
With
go way
Meg?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, I feel like these kids, Disney used to be a machine with There's the boy EJ, who played Alan. But Disney used to be a machine with finding these superstars and then fostering these huge careers for them, like Ross Lynch, or back in the day with Miley Cyrus, or even further back to Ryan Gosling and that.
I think
crew.
they got one in 4. I really do think they have a superstar in 4 because she's only 15 years old and she has an incredible voice. The young lady who plays Nova.
We can't talk about 4.
All right, I'm talking about stuff germane to our conversation.
Jermaine Jackson. Yeah. So when I was watching the credits for this one, I did see what you were talking about. That Milo and Meg were producers on 3, and I'm sure again probably producers on 4, which
Yep.
is a lot of reason why. But it's something they negotiate, I think, when they're getting involved with these projects to make sure that they come back. So this is, but then, like I mentioned, Ariel Martin, who is Baby Ariel, who is Winter. But it's not a bunch of people I know from other things, but they do bring them back movie to movie to movie. The only one that's a standout as like that's a famous person is RuPaul, who plays the Mothership.
Mothership. Yeah. What a weird get. Like, it fit really well, but I don't know. I got nothing.
No, I mean, I was watching this movie and I'm watching the credits and I saw like RuPaul as the Mothership and I'm like, wait a minute. And the credits was like RuPaul Charles. And so I'm not
Yep.
used to seeing that, but I assume when I see RuPaul that that's who that is. And so I saw RuPaul Charles and was like, oh, RuPaul is in this. That's interesting. So plays the Mothership. Another thing that I thought was interesting is Jonathan Langdon, who plays Coach. I was like, let me go, because a lot of times I like to do some trivia with you. I'm like, let me go deep and find out what Coach's real name is. In this thing, he's Coach. That is his name.
Coach.
His name is Coach.
Yeah.
Period. Like
Coach.
that's it. And apparently, in you would know this better than I would. In the animated lore, they go back to him in like they do a flashback with him, and he's in like high school. Like he's at Seabrook, and when that happens, his name is first name or last name is Coach. There's some question about that part.
I do not recall that one at all. Wow. All right.
But like I said, other than that, there's not a lot of stars in this one. It's just that they're the zombie stars. They're in every movie. Milo and Meg are probably the biggest ones. They did try to do the whole superstar thing with Meg. She had some music that she did, and she was on ABC. And Milo, I think, has been in the a lot of these people have been in the ABC machine, the ABC Disney machine, going back and doing little bit parts here and there. The guy who plays Bucky, Trevor Torgman, I got a hot take that he is basically Guy Sharpay.
Oh wow. Yeah. No, that's a spot on take.
Because
absolutely well done.
He's the antagonist in the first movie, like she is in the first movie, and then he's just kind of like over the top vain for the rest of them, the way she was. So I feel like he is Girl Sharpay to the nth degree. Yeah. Anything else about the cast before we move on?
No, I'm a really big fan. I think they're a talented group of people. I'm sad more of them didn't come back for 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So answer me this then. 3 felt like a good number. Like we have 3 High School Musicals. Why did we have to have a 4th one? Because as I'm looking through this, it felt like it was the end of a trilogy. They even, it's even senior year, and it's them going. They're going to go off to college, and even in the end credits of it, when they're dancing around, it felt like goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye moment. Yep. Well, Rob.
Oh,
let me tell you about millennials having children.
Okay.
And taking art that millennials really like and introducing it to their children to continue to keep the cycle going. That's why there's Descendants 3, Rise of Red. That's why there's, or Descendants 4, Rise of Red. That's why there's Zombies 4. It's because it's something that's nostalgic for a certain group and they want to introduce it to the next generation. So they're literally bringing the next generation into it. There is a line in, Descendants Rise of Red where she says all your VKs are middle-aged, and I have never been so hurt by a young lady before in my life. It was quite rude.
So sorry, my friend. They're talking in the chat about Dancing with the Stars and how Milo should be in Dancing with the Stars, and he was. He came in second to Bobby Bones the year that Bobby Bones won the Mirror Ball Trophy, which I feel like Bobby Bones may have like gathered his flock to vote him through, because he has
I don't
a
know who
a,
that
a
is.
radio show. You don't know who he is? Okay, so he works
I
for
do
iHeart.
not.
He has a radio
Oh,
show, and he is the country music version of Ryan Seacrest. He is on 40
I see
radio
that.
stations plus every morning. So I think
I
that
mean, you
that
know who does have a mirrored ball trophy? Cat.
well, there you go. But Milo came in second that year, so I
Very
definitely
good
think,
dancer. Very,
yeah,
very good
I
dancer.
I think that he could have. I think he could have taken the whole thing probably had it been any different time. Um, the next question I have for you is, Eliza in this one is not with us the entire time. Do you
Yeah.
have answers on why she's like not
Eliza's
there?
actress is pregnant. And so I imagine with being filmed shortly after the pandemic, she did not want to be on set, and so they shot her only from the shoulders up.
Interesting. Okay. Well, she wanted to come back so badly that yeah, that they did that.
I
That makes a lot of
imagine, well,
sense.
when you're expecting a child, a paycheck like that looks really good.
And all she had to do was basically sit behind a desk at Z Band,
Yeah.
and or Z
Yeah.
Tech or whatever it's called. Yeah,
C-Tech.
yeah. And she works for the company that makes the bands that control the zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, so also, I don't know that I love the way they portray Coach in this one, and the fact that he's not very smart, and he
He's
obviously has a
not in any
froyo
of them.
business, and he comes up and he's
Yep.
like, "Hey, Zed, you're gonna win this for us." He's like, "Yeah, I've drawn up some plans, and here are some plays that I think we should use." And he's like, these will be very useful." I'm like, do we need him to be
The
that
whole
much of
thing
an
is that
idiot?
he's incompetent, and that continues into Reanimated as well. He's just not. He's like supposed to be a lovable loser.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, yeah. So here's
And
my
Seabrook's
question about.
very much like the Rancho Cucamonga Toros, where people were not coming to see the football team; they were coming to see the cheerleaders.
I,
Until
I
Zed started zombieing out.
I did get some definite Bring It On vibes.
Yeah.
So the question that I had too as I was watching the first two movies is, what are the rules of the zombie? Because in the real world of zombies, and I say real world, I mean the one that we all know. In the real world of
Right. The
zombies,
zombies that
that
exist in reality that we're
the
basing this on. Go ahead, Rob.
right, yes, exactly. Thank you. You understand that when that a person has to die and they come back as a zombie, but in this one, people are raised zombie.
This is
Uh,
that's not always in zombie lore. I mean, there's so many of them that has like viral infections. I mean, look, 28 days, 28 months, 28 years later. That's not a dying. That's a viral infection type thing.
mm.
I think isn't Last of Us is the mushrooms, so it's not always like you die and come back.
But in those cases, there's like a bacteria or a fungus or a sickness that has taken them
This is
over,
the
and the
people
host
who
is
were
dead and
underneath
being
the
used
moon.
by some entity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, Rob. I think you're going too much. They explain it. Lime soda, control panel, explosion, moonstone, zombies.
But then why would that make them zombies? I don't know. But as
What?
this goes
Because it's a
along,
movie, Robert.
I want to know. But as this moves along, then we get introduced to the werewolves, and now everybody's considered a monster, and so
Yep.
we've kind of created an interconnected monster universe similar to what
Watch your back,
Universal
little
was trying to
monster.
do. Um, so let's bring Olivia Holt in, and no, like Girl versus Monster. There's your crossover. We've written it already. There's your
Ah,
crossover.
we should not give them ideas. Who knows who's watching?
Yeah, probably. So, is Wyatt the dad?
No, they're all the same pack. They're a family. It is not
No, no,
clearly
no. You were
delineated.
saying Eliza had a baby.
Oh no, the actress, Rob,
I
just the
know. I'm
actress.
I'm
Not,
kidding.
okay.
I'm kidding. Yes,
Kylie
I've
Russell is
I
her name.
figured it out. Yep. So anyway, the werewolves are fitting in nicely in this movie, and then all of a sudden here come the aliens, and they beam down and they have the dance off, and then they bring him into the school, and they just so happen to screw up Zed's chances of getting this extraordinary person award, because they skew the bell curve immediately by showing up, and they're just great at everything.
I feel like
do we
that's
love that?
not fair to like let them start getting grades that quickly. It's clearly the end of senior year. That's you can't just start messing with class ranks. Also, it is way too late in the year for him not to be accepted to a college. Like we're talking about football season's coming to an end. I think I was accepted before I even entered my senior year of high school. I think I already was, going to LaSalle University. Yeah, I didn't like that. I did like that Allen broke all his records. I thought that was very funny. Would you like me to dunk on you, Zed?
Is there a name for this instrument?
Yeah, it's Bonzo's a musical genius. He's also really good at cooking too. So Bonzo just thinks differently. He's a great DJ. He's just good with instruments.
True. Gotcha. Um, I love the Kylo Ren situation that happens when they all land and they all have their masks on, and then they immediately take them off. I would have liked for them to have had their masks on for longer, like for that to have been a thing. Like we don't know if they're people or robots.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
But like I said, when they hit the ground dancing, buddy. They get it. They're getting it. They're going. Which is also probably a really good way, an easy way for them to have professional dancers dancing here. Or do we think
instead of the character? Yeah.
I mean, this is the only time we really see the dancers going to town is in this one. Yeah. I mean, they eventually take their masks off, but
being a cheerleader, it was very easy to see who the actors were with cheer training and who the actors were with who weren't, and who were just cheer stunters, because their motions are sharper, they're stunting sharper, they're doing things that are actual cheer moves and not silliness.
Well, I mean, this isn't a cheerocracy, you know that, right?
You're being a bit of a cheer tater, Robert.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so they have their dance off, and of course, Addison is welcoming them into the group because she welcomes everybody into the group, and every time a new group comes along, she thinks they're a part of that. She's a part of that one. So
I think this is a really good story for like being a teenager and trying to find your place in the world. You go with the trends, with what's popular, and she's just trying to find her place. I think it's really sweet.
Can I get real with you for a second?
For just a millisecond?
No Hamilton. I feel like there is a huge message in at least the first two movies about society. And then the first one, it's the zombies are kept at bay and they're not welcomed into the society, and then because they're different, and then they welcome them into the society. That's the crux of the first one.
It's very civil rights era,
right? But then the second one is kind of like pulls a reverse on them and says, hey, we know you want to be a part of this, but don't forget where you came from. Like, that's the second one. Because Zed and the zombies are trying to fit in, but the werewolves are like, hey, man, be who you are. Remember who you are, like Mufasa and the clouds and the culture and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so I feel like the first two are super, either they're super heavy-handed with their message, super heavy-handed, or it's an accident.
No, it's not an accident. There's very much parallels here. I think they're very heavy-handed with their message, and they're trying to spread a message of acceptance and tolerance. And I mean, Eliza has her moments of kind of more of the Black Panther side of things versus the more peaceful side that Zed takes. And the song, Do Like the Zombies Do, where Winter says, wag your tail like a Labrador. It's very telling of what they're trying to do in that situation. Fit in with everybody else, but don't do it at the cost of who you are and your heritage.
So then what's the theme of the third one?
I don't know, because it feels like we fit in and now we're figuring it all out, and I don't know. I think it's more
is it that like
their place.
Is it that we have our differences, but then when somebody comes from somewhere else, we all become the same community versus them?
I don't know, because that's not a great message. Because if you find out that the aliens need everybody to get through, I think it's about finding out who you are. I think it's very much finding out who you are, and that Zed didn't need to win the football game, which is, I guess, why it didn't happen. Because he's still exceptional. He's exceptional for who he is, and because he's a zombie that's at the top of his class and is getting ready to go to college.
Well,
But
all right,
like, can we be serious? Eliza should have no problem getting into college. She's a genius.
but she doesn't need to because she's already got a job.
Yeah, but she goes to college eventually, anyway.
Okay,
But she
all
did,
right,
she doesn't skip one grade, but she did skip two.
gotcha. Okay. Here's another thing that bothers me, but I know needs to happen for the story to unfold, is that in each of these first three, and maybe it happens in the fourth, no spoilers, Patrick, but because we're talking about the third one here, I feel like everything before it is fair game. In each
Okay.
of them, something horrible happens to, I keep wanting to call him Milo, but Zed's Z-Band, that makes him zombie
Oh, I
out
want to
in
talk about the
front
fourth
at the
one so
worst
bad.
time. It
Yeah,
makes him
it's a plot
zombie out at
device,
the
Rob.
worst time. But it's like
Yeah.
it always happens, and it's never his fault. And that's one of those
Okay.
things where I'm like,
So in the fourth one, it is his fault because he is more susceptible to this because he fiddles with his Z band more than anyone else in history. So
yeah,
he messes with it for athletic gain mostly, occasionally to do heroic things, but he messes with it more than any other zombie. So that's why he's susceptible to all these. And they do explain that in the fourth one, and I don't think that's a major plot point, but it's just so that's why it malfunctions because he can't stop playing with it.
okay. Um, who's the coolest group? You've met the vampires, so you can throw them in. Who's the coolest group?
I mean,
Is
there's
it
the vampires and the daywalkers. They're both there. The coolest group to me is the cheerleaders. I mean, come on. I cheered for 3 of my 4 years of college. I'm always going to default to the cheerleaders. Zombies were too steampunk for me.
not the werewolves? Come on, man.
I do love the werewolves. Oh, I forget about them. Oh man,
I
I
think
love the
I
werewolves.
think it's the werewolves. I think for cool factor
All right,
alone,
yeah,
I
let's
think
go
it's
with the
the
werewolves.
werewolves.
I agree with you. You got me on your
Yeah.
side. Yeah, the
Yay.
werewolves. I
I
was
mean,
showing my cheer biased.
I think part of it's probably the whole like wild thing, but like the dances that they do, I think are
Their
better
songs are
than
really good too. Their songs
yeah,
are real good.
yeah.
The
I
"Come
think
Out" song in this one, that's a hot song.
I think except for the baying at the moon, everything else that they do is pretty awesome. But I think they've got the better dancers, and I think that they're actually dancing, and I think they're actually the more talented group of folks. There's this one move right here where they kind of do this dog walk thing that I was like,
Yeah,
wow, like the choreography there is
yeah.
so strong. So yeah, I
Very
think it's
good
them. I think they're the
choreography. As always with a DCOM that involves music, there's always good choreography.
and then baby Ariel gets her moment here.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that thing about the Z band always going bad at the wrong time, like when he's getting his home visit from the college, and she keeps shocking him, and he keeps trying to step away, and she shocks him again, but she's just like, can't stop doing it, but she does it again and again and again. You're just like, please, for the love of God, he's trying to get into college. Can you just give the boy a shot? Yeah. So, yeah, he's so excited for it, and he's trying to control it, and then she just keeps messing with him, and then he zombies out after he's convinced this lady that zombies are just people. They're not monsters. They're all right. They're good people. So, anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Xena zombing out all the time.
yep. So let me take a moment here and thank everybody for watching tonight. I really appreciate you guys being
Oh.
here. It's great. We love just kind of finding something to like a movie like this to talk about. Next week, Charlie and I are going to be talking about the new Fantastic Four movie by talking about
Whoa.
by talking about the original Fantastic Four 20
Corman?
or 2000,
Oh.
2005 one. No, not
Boo.
the
I want the Roger Corman.
1994 one. the 2005 one, and not the 2015 one, the 2005 one. So we've got a lot of stuff we've coming up. We've got a lot of stuff we've talked about, like Jurassic Park recently and things like that. So tonight we're talking about zombies. So thank you guys. Don't forget to give us a like. But Patrick loves it when we do trivia. This is his favorite thing, and especially with a franchise that he loves as much as his beloved zombies. So I have a few things that have come up. They're probably going to be pretty easy for you because, again, you are the expert.
I was locked in, so I'm going to be real mad if I get stuff wrong today.
Okay. Right. I think this will be pretty easy for you.
Okay.
At Seabrook, they are the Shrimp. What is their mascot's name?
Shrimpy.
That is correct. It is Shrimpy. I thought I might get you on that one because they don't say it much, but I thought, like, that's ridiculous. I don't know why. What college are they going to?
Mountain College.
Okay. Winter seems to be the first female on the team, on the football team. What is her number?
22.
Ooh, you knew that one was coming, didn't you? What is
Zed
Addison's?
Doesn't wear a number. He has the letter Z.
Yeah. What is Addison's middle name?
Oh, it's something with an M. May. Oh my God.
You were on such a roll, man. You were knocking them down. You were knocking them down.
It's May something. Oh, I don't got it.
It's gonna be May.
Yeah, it's July. What is it?
Rosalind.
Yeah, you know what? It reminded me of Roswell. Yep, I remember now.
It reminded you of Roswell.
Yeah, because she's an alien. Rosalind, Roswell. Aliens.
Okay.
New Mexico, Area 51.
No, I'm familiar with all that
out there.
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the files. Okay, so when Aspen meets up with the team, the other cheerleading team, they're at this little restaurant, I believe in Zombie Town. Is it Zombie Town, maybe?
It is in Zombie Town.
And they're drinking soda. Can you tell me the name of either of the sodas that all of the girls are drinking?
Addison has cherry lime in front of her. And
why do you know that? Why do you know that? I thought I was gonna.
The Aces had another fruit flavor, and I can't think of it. And Sludge is $3 for a pint.
So
it was just cherry cola.
It's extraordinary cherry cola and extraordinary cherry lime.
Yeah.
I no, you nailed it, dude. You got it. Like, why did you know that? Is it you knew I was going to ask that question?
I knew. I've seen this movie so many times. I watched this time specifically in mind for trivia. Zed lives in apartment Z224, in case you're coming up with that. The movie poster in the background at the movie theater is showing the comet.
No.
Middle name got me though.
Yeah. Well, and Fire Chief was keeping track. 3 for 4, a little bit of a stumble, 4 for 5. So normally I only ask 5. I got one bonus question for you just to see if you know it. So you've got the 5. All right. The bonus question is this: in the beginning, when they have. Apparently, everybody has their own sports drinks. Whether you are a human or a werewolf or a zombie, what is the flavor of sports drink that Zed drinks?
Isn't it Sludge?
Blended Brains.
Yeah, so somebody in the chat said the zombies should be able to get accepted but keep eating their human flesh. There's definitely a whole thing, and it gets more in depth in the animated about like how they keep that stuff at bay with fake human flesh and things of that nature.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, Blended Brains. When he said that, I was like, oh, okay, that's a thing. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for playing. I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody in the chat for playing along. I'm just watching that one. So as this movie goes along, we find out that Addison is an alien. We find out the connection is that her grandmother was an alien, and then her mom, and then her. And so she's like, I'm an alien, which I'm thinking, like, you're not really at this
She
point
also
because
thought she was a werewolf.
that's right. So when that was coming down, I thought this was going to be just like the werewolf thing, and she was not going to be
Fade
this.
out.
And then we were going to
And the
see if
moral of
she
the
was a
story be
vampire
who you are.
come the next one. Right, exactly. And so I was like, you know, maybe she's not going to be. And then she gets the power. That was honestly a surprise to me. I was like, I was not expecting that to happen. I thought we were following the formula of she's not this, she's not that, but she's still kind of like, I think a lot of people who fit in everywhere feel like they don't fit in anywhere. And I think that's
Wow.
where she is.
Way deeper than this show deserves, but very, very well said.
I'm just dropping knowledge, my friend. That's
You're
the thing. Is
exceptional, Rob.
Yeah, exactly. That scene, I don't know. So anyway, so she figures out she's an alien. She figures out this technology apparently better than they do because she makes herself her own outfit. And then she thinks that the special thing they've been looking for all along was the trophy, but really it was her. She's the special thing because it was the most special thing to her grandmother. She was it.
The real map
she gets
was the friends we made along the way.
right. And then they do that again because they get on the UFO, and they get it to go out, and they're like, well, the real home is where we just were. So
I
like,
was so mad, Rob. I was so angry.
When they turned around and went back and said, well, we're just live here now.
I was so mad. Yeah, I was real mad. I was like, I like this series. It's fun. It's entertaining. I take it for what it is. My dear friends used to have a podcast called "It's Not Casablanca," and certainly this is not Casablanca. But like in the in the rage inducing twists, it was Seabrook all along. It felt so Scooby Doo. It felt like I got Scooby Doo, and I did appreciate it.
You know, I just watched F1. Went to the theater and saw F1 with my.
Is incredible.
It's very good. It's very good. And I went with my wife, and as we're sitting there, I'm thinking in a lot of the things that are not, they're not real. In other words, this isn't biographical. When those things are happening and there's some kind of a competition, a race, a football game, whatever, with stakes on the line, or there's stakes, I always think to myself, how do I want this to end? Like, how do I want this movie? Like, it's the rookie versus the seasoned vet, and it's the seasoned vet's on his last track, but the rookie, and like, who do I want to win? Like, what do I want to happen? And I thought about that too. Like with this, it's like, what did you want to happen? If you didn't want them to turn around, bring Addison back, and decide to live here, what did you want to happen?
I really don't know.
Okay.
I didn't want that. Maybe I would have liked a little longer of a hero's journey for them to figure it out. I don't know. It felt like they were just hanging out in the sky, and then we're like, oh, hey, we're supposed to be here anyway. I do like when we subvert the narrative, and I love when sports movies don't end with
the way you think they should or will.
Yeah. I like that in, like, take, for example, Major League. We don't know if they win the World Series that year. We just know that they win the pennant. And that's enough. They could go to the World Series and get swept. But, like, I like that. I like when Rocky loses. Because it's telling a more truthful story. It's not Hollywood Gaga,
Yeah. So this is a musical. The whole series is a musical. We haven't talked about the music. Let's talk about the music. One of the things that I saw in the music was that I saw that the music was composed by George S. Clinton. And when I think of George Clinton, I don't think of... One. I know, right? I think of the Parliament and the P-Funk All-Stars. It's this fella. Yeah. It's this fella right here. It is not this fella right here.
That is the polar opposite. They are polar opposites of each other.
Yeah. This is the George Clinton. I was like, that can't be George Clinton. And that's why he goes by George S. Clinton, is because it's not, So I was like, wait, George Clinton did this music? And, George S. Clinton. Okay, all right. Obviously.
George S. Clinton.
Yes, it's not George Clinton. So George Clinton does the music. He's 78 years old, from Chattanooga, Tennessee. you wouldn't have thought he would have been involved with the music the way
Yeah, but
this
I
one
think
is, and but
he's
sometimes
just
the
the
go ahead.
background. Like I don't think he's the songs, is he?
I think my understanding was that he was part of the whole thing. Um, but let me just go back and say that
Yeah,
I think the music actually does pretty well. I think
yeah,
it's good music. However, and it's probably different in your house. This music doesn't hit me. It doesn't grab me the way that like the High School Musical stuff did, and it doesn't stick with me because I feel like there's nothing sensational about any particular song. I feel like they all kind of feel the same. Exceptional Zed was exceptionally disappointing to me because I thought it was a little bit weird. But
that's
and
CC's favorite.
I'm sorry to hurt your feelings
I
or
don't like it.
Cece's
Yeah.
on this one, but what is there a song that stands out to you? Because I opened up kind of joking about the lyric
Yeah.
about let me tell you the story one, which is
Someday goes through all of the movies.
yeah,
Someday
because
is
some
a
days in
phrase
this
that
one
goes
is what I was
through
going to say. We
all.
come
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
that song
Mhm.
from the first movie.
So
Uh,
I think in all the movies, two has the best music. I think two has the best music. Call to the Wild, which I think Sienna mentioned in the chat, is really good. But again, going back to the Werewolves, "Come On Out" is a really good song, and it's you get I think three of the best singers with Willow, Wyatt, and Winter getting their time to shine. I think the werewolf songs really really kill it in this. I think why you think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that High School Musical resonates a little bit more. It does definitely like a generational thing. High School Musical is very classical musical. This one has that more of a hip hop feel. But I know you're a fan of all music genres, so I don't know if that's it.
well,
But yeah,
no, again, I mean, Descendants feels like it has that hip hop feel, and I'm down for that. Those songs I feel like are memorable to me, but this one,
yeah,
the Alien Invasion song with the line "Film it on your phone."
yeah.
I don't know. I just again, it wasn't awful. I feel like there are times where you
Yeah.
watch a movie,
I think
especially a
this is a
DCOM,
weaker
and you're like
one.
the
I
music
think this is a
awful,
weaker one.
but it's the
And
heart of it because they break into
yeah,
song multiple times during a 90-minute thing. There's 10 songs in here.
but let's look at like all of these series. I think High School Musical 2 has the best music. I think 3 slips. Um, Team Beach is a little different. And to get to 3, I think Team Beach 1 has the best soundtrack. I think that Descendants 2 probably has some of the better music. 3 is so it ebbs and it flows. But I think this is the weaker one in the offerings, but it still has a couple standout songs.
Okay. Well, so which is Someday the best one?
No, I don't think. I think "Call to the Wild" is genuinely a good song.
Okay.
Yeah, "Someday's" good. The
Um,
song in this one that Zed and Addison sing, I think, is one of the greatest representations of what it feels like to be a kid in love in musical form, because it shows how optimistic they are while still being like unsure of it, and I
Ain't
think
no
it's
doubt
really
about
well
it.
done. Is that it? No, I'm feeling
No,
fine. Is that what it's called?
I'm finally me.
No, I think it's where they're dancing and they're getting arrows shot at them. Yeah, feeling fine, just fine. Yeah, yeah, ain't no doubt about it.
Okay.
I like that one a lot.
What? Okay. Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. Okay. Because when I was looking, I was like, that's the one that the two of them sing together. So,
Yeah,
yeah. Again, I mean, I could probably listen to the music a little bit more. And when you go to a Disney event, whether it's like a hard ticketed Halloween event or you go to an event like
yeah,
D23, a lot of times they'll play a bunch of songs that mean something to different people. They're not usually pumping out the same stuff you would see at Happily, like Bare Necessities and How Far I'll Go and that kind of stuff. It's usually deeper
yeah. You
cuts,
want a different
like
vibe? Yeah.
yeah. So with the deeper cuts, because you've got super fans there, I'm sure that I've heard Zombies music at this stuff and probably not known that it was Zombies music. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. Okay. So you think the dancing's good, the music's okay, is where you're
Mm-hmm.
going with that one. The
Yeah.
acting how do we feel about the acting in general?
It's bad. I mean,
Okay.
it's DCOM. You know,
Yeah. And then the story?
it's fine. I think it's fine. I don't think it's anything. It gets convoluted, like we talked about. A football game that never happens. Many different ways for him to get into this one college, which, by the way, discrimination based on being a monster probably is still illegal. Just putting that out there. Mountain College.
Okay. So when we end this movie, I told you there was like the whole dancing thing, and we're ending.
Yep.
This is the third in this series. We also end it with this animation where she's doing kind of an epilogue of like, hey,
Yep.
we went off to
And who
college,
do we
and
see?
then they show in this vampires, welcome
Vampires.
vampires, and we're like,
Yeah.
okay, so there's going to be
And then
vampires
what
now,
comes after that?
mermaids.
Mermaids. Yep. And
So do we think
that's
there's going to be a fifth movie with
there's
mermaids?
100% going to be a fifth one. And not only that, I just found out today. So this
Oh,
is why I called Rob right before the show went on the air. My daughter's a diehard Zombies fan. I found the actor who plays Wyatt on Cameo, and I did a 24-hour turnaround for a cameo. I did not expect it to get it. So a big shout out to Pierce Joza. I hope I'm saying that correctly. You made my daughter's night and her birthday, and announced that there will be Zombies Reanimated Season 2 coming out in early 2026. He said he was authorized to say that, so I don't feel like I'm speaking out of school. And yeah, so Zombies Reanimated Season 2 will be coming out to Disney Plus in 2026. And that handsome fella made my daughter's day. Her birthday is in 2 days, and she got an early message from Wyatt.
nice.
They did some howling together and found out that there's going to be Reanimated Season 2.
Very cool. Yeah, exclusive. A look on the plus side, exclusive from Patrick.
I know.
Yeah. Let's talk about this real quick before we wrap up stuff and
Yep.
give final thoughts. Is that I don't know if there's enough representation of Disney Channel original movies in the Disney parks. A lot of times when we're talking about an IP, we talk about is it in the parks. There's a lot of things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Dalmatians. There should be more of.
A
There's some stuff
Dalmatian's
that I
dark
think
ride
there's
would be wonderful. It
yeah.
screams for a dark ride. Jungle Book too. A Jungle Book dark ride would be great.
Yeah, but then there's other stuff that I feel like there's too much Toy Story. So,
Yes.
you know, so when we're talking about DCOMs, there's not really ever anything, and I think part of it is they can't really bet on it. Now, bet on it, bet
Bet
on
on
it.
it. Bet on it.
Right. So, High School Musical had that moving
Oh my god, that
bandstand.
parade ran forever.
Yeah, that came. Well, I mean, because they kept coming out with new versions of High School
That's true.
Musical. So,
All right, yeah, that's fair.
so that was a thing that happened. And then but they didn't. They haven't really done anything in general. Like there should be. I feel like a decom. There was a rumor about a black box attraction they were going to build that they could
Oh,
change on
remember
a
that?
whim.
Yeah.
And if that was the case, that would have been great for DCOMs because you would have very little financial investment in it, but you could bring your properties into the parks where people could experience them. And a lot of people have a lot of emotional attachment to either Disney Channel shows or Disney Channel original movies. And so there's been over 100. So it feels like you should have some way to represent them. Now they do it like the hard ticketed event at Disneyland for the 90s night
Of
or the
course.
Disney Channel night and stuff
Disneyland.
like that. The only thing that I could
Disneyland
really
gets that.
find with Disney and Zombies was the Zombeats Bash that they did at Downtown Disney in California and at Disney Springs for Zombies 3 when it came out. And of course, that was just sort of a temporary thing that happened in Florida from August 5th through the 14th back when this opened up. So it wasn't a long-term thing, but at least there was something where they sampled. And now was a Zombies 4 thing that maybe you saw online where like there was like a DJ and she was roaming around on like a platform around like I think it was Disney Springs promoting Zombies 4, but it was very
I
it was very
didn't see
small.
that.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
a very small
I
thing.
wish I saw
I
that.
just think there should be more. That's just a thing.
So-
I don't know.
I think you age through these so quickly that it doesn't make sense. I think we go a lot for what's timeless in the park. But I will tell you something. There is no reason that in that area behind Big Thunder Mountain that we cannot have Descendants. maybe zombies. I know we're here for a zombies episode. I don't know where zombies fit into the park. They should be part of all the Halloween events. There's no reason they shouldn't be out there. But descendants can fit into that villain area. Could you imagine getting to meet some of these people? Red is super popular. She is super, super popular.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're charging this much for tickets, they obviously know they've got something, and it seems like it would have been easy enough to put them. I mean, we can go and watch a Marvel show, and the next day at Disneyland, the character from that show is walking around Disneyland, if only for a moment, and that couldn't cost all that much for them to do, and yet it certainly seems like it pays off. Same thing with Star Wars when that happens out in Disneyland. So I feel like that should be a thing. I did find a picture of the woman that I was talking about with the mobile. It was like a mobile DJ situation, and she was going around Disney Springs promoting the Dawn of the Vampires, the Zombies 4. But again, I feel like there
It's the
should
best we
be
can do. That's really the biggest media conglomerate in the world. That's the best we can do.
on Disney Channel July 10th, and the next day on Disney Plus. Yep, there you go. Anything you wanted to talk about other than this before we make our final call on this, or are you ready to make
No,
your final?
I mean, we talked at length about this. I think we covered a lot of the stuff. I think it was more of an overview of the whole series and a little bit of a tease for 4.
Yeah,
I think,
maybe you come back and do 4.
I'll come back and do 4. I've already seen it 5 times. It's been out for a week. That's not an exaggeration. That is the actual number of times that I've watched that movie.
Wow, that is heartbreakingly awesome.
It's been real hot and real rainy,
Yeah.
so like we've been inside.
Well, I want to do a big shout out to our pack. We love our pack, the Park Adventurers Club. Thank you guys for being members of our little community. It grows all the time, and we would love to get more people involved. You can learn more about it at patreon.com/go pack. A big shout out to all of our supporters. And I know that Sienna is in the chat tonight, so thank you for being here. And I want to give a shout out to Fire Chief, who is pack member, and just everybody for coming and hanging out with us and being a part of what we've got going on. I do want to give kind of a promotion of the things that we've got coming up. So last Sunday night we did the Park Adventurers Club. It was our friend Annie and I talked about Hollywood, our HHN Halloween Horror Nights. Kind of an overview of it and a look at 2025. So please come check that out. Tonight is where you are with zombies, and then this Friday my son is doing his Hakuna Matrivia, and we are pitting Shannon and Stephanie against each other in an all-star battle royale for trivia. Awesome. And then Sunday night, the two of them will be back to do a Park Adventurers Club Sunday night, and then next Wednesday, as I said, Charlie and I, a conversation about the 2005 Fantastic Four.
God bless you.
And then on July 25th is our Castaway show. It's Stephanie's show where she talks to people about who had been magic makers, and she's going to talk to our friend and Patrick's friend Ron Deanna about his time at the Haunted Mansion and the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Great stories.
Yeah,
Ron is opening day of Aladdin's Magic Carpets.
Yes. So he's going to talk about Aladdin's Magic Carpets. He's going to talk about Tiki Room. He's going to talk about being a team member, too. He was a team member at Universal well, I won't spoil it, but he was a team member at Universal as well. So join us for all this programming, and it's all here for you anytime you want. We do programming 3 nights a week and have a lot of other things we drop, so just check it out, parkadventuresclub.com to check out the content. Patreon.com/go pack to be a part of our Patreon and our community. Thank you again for being here. But Patrick, now is the time. Now is the best time, because if someone's flipping through, and I feel like I know what you're going to say on this one, but if somebody's flipping through Disney Plus and they're like, hey, looking for something to watch, came across this Zombies thing, I don't think they're going to ask you if Zombies 3 is the pick for them out of the gate, but let's just say the Zombies franchise 1 through 3. The question before you, my friend, is would you recommend this series?
Absolutely, I would recommend this series. I would recommend most every DCOM. The DCOMs have something for just about everyone. They're fun, they're wholesome. It brings you back to where Disney used to be, where everybody gathered in front of the TV on a Sunday night for the Wonderful World at Disney. They're great, they're fun. For the most part, they're just there to to be uplifting and maybe teach you a very basic, heavy-handed lesson. But go watch Zombies. There's good dancing. There's good singing. If you're a cheer fan, like I said, I was a cheerleader for 3 years in college. I love cheer. There's some good cheerleading in there. Yeah, go watch the Zombies and get ready for Zombies 4. Zombies 4 has a couple really good songs and very, very Romeo and Juliet, I'll say.
Oof. Oh, I feel like you've already given me too many spoilers. Honestly, I could have come in because I would have seen the first one when Eric Wolf and I did the review. I'd seen the first one. I could have come into this one and just watched the third one, but I thought to myself, let me go back to the beginning and watch it, and I'm glad I did. I feel like that they're all interconnected. They do give you, if it's been a minute since you've seen the others, they do give you all of the context you need at the beginning of the episode to enjoy it. The players are staying the same pretty much, so it's not going to be like, who is that? Oh, they're the new Winter? No, that's Winter is Winter. So honestly, I enjoyed it. I didn't have a little kid with me to tell me to watch it. I had Patrick to tell me to watch it. And so I did, and I enjoyed it. So I would definitely recommend it. I feel like the dancing is good. I feel like there's enough story to keep you interested. And then I didn't mind watching this. Patrick, a lot of times you and I will watch something and I'll just be watching the clock going, how much time is left in this one? But I flew through 90 minutes 3 times in the past 24 hours to make sure to take all of this in. But man, there have been some stinkers that we've gone through and just gone, oh man, is this ever going to end? And those 17 episodes, 17 hours, 24 episodes of Once Upon a Time season 1.
Oh, God.
That was the killer, my friend. That was
time we can't get back.
I felt like I was doing a semester class when we did that one. So I feel like maybe a series not always the right thing to do from a TV standpoint, but yeah. I mean, I'm glad we did it, and it was neat to revisit that. But whew, that was a lot of work. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Tell us what you think about like your favorite DCOM. Is it zombies? Is it do you have a preference of the cheerleaders versus the werewolves versus the, not the vampires yet. We're not talking about them yet. Only Patrick is talking about them. But again, thank you, Patrick, for coming and bringing us this news information, this hot takes, and the hot off the press news. And I appreciate you, my friend. Any final thoughts before we kick this out?
No, you know what? Enjoy all the Zombies and just go have some fun.
Go have some fun. I did have one thing that I wanted to say before we signed off is with their tanks and their bombs and their guns, because ever since you told me you wanted to watch this, all I have is that Cranberry song in my head, the zombies. So that's the line.
They're a great band.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Yeah. No harm, no foul. So, all right. You guys have a great week. Hopefully we'll see you Friday night for Hakuna Matrivia and Sunday night for another Park Adventures Club. Next Wednesday night for one more look on the plus side. Take care, everybody.